Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I am your host, GameChanger. Okay, now a lot of things has been going on as far as the, let's just say, big brigade and the at acceptance movements. Well, I'm not mixing words. The fat acceptance movement. And I think a lot of the major hits is that they want to normalize it, and not just normalize it, they want to make it the standard of beauty. They want to make being unhealthily overweight the standard of beauty. So what they at one time would turn to is women who were getting a lot of attention while being overweight. And these women included, what's her name? Monique, Lizzo, and from Dreamgirls. Help me out, chat room, help me out. From Dreamgirls, she's now with Common. Dang. So hold on, Effie White. Let's see, Effie White. Who is that? Dreamgirls. What it? Jennifer Hudson. Thank you. So Jennifer Hudson. These are all women who got a lot of attention, and then they got attention for being a big girl. When they were casting for Dreamgirls, they were asking for a larger woman who is overweight and can sing. And they got her. But then she realized, probably after doing X in the City movie, that listen, I don't want to be this whole mammy stereotype. I actually want to be a desired woman by my own rights. So she lost that weight, and I must say, salute to Common, but she's looking nice. And Lizzo is on her way. I'm not going to give her any compliments because a lot of people, they quit midway through and, they back to their old ways, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not going to give the compliment of Lizzo, but I am going to say that she is working in the right direction. She is taking a step, hopefully 10,000 or more per day, in the right direction. And by right direction, I mean any direction, as long as you get enough of them in per day. Hit the like button. And then, of course, there was Monique, who did it way too late in life. However, she did do it, so salute to her. Now, this leaves a lot of the big brigade wondering, what do I do? What do I do? There's nobody to look up to anymore. I'm pretty sure they feel the same way that Black Americans felt when King was shot. It's like, who do I look up to now? Who can be the face of me now? So they feel their world shrinking. Now, what do I mean when I say the world is shrinking? I mean, hit the like button. But in addition to hit the like button, I mean, listen, everybody gets lonely. However, I should say everybody's capable of being lonely. However, women are far more capable of being lonely than men. And typically speaking, in a healthy society, an unattractive woman is far more likely to be lonely than an attractive one. However, in the Black community, which is the opposite of a healthy society, hit the like button, larger women are not really lonely because people fall into, they have the company of women who are large themselves. And we all have seen that. We've all seen a bunch of big backs, trying to get into the Walmart door at the same time. We've seen those situations before. They have that company. They have the company of their own kids that they trick somebody out of a sperm to get. They have the company of extraordinarily thirsty, either Pookie Ray Ray or Southern men. At least the attempts and validation of said men. And also they have the company of the at acceptance thin women. See, they need this to feel whole. They need this to feel complete. They need it like they need food, and they need food a lot. Hit the like button. But for the three aforementioned women, they have come to the conclusion that that's not enough. I want the feeling of being genuinely beautiful, not something that a man accepts because he has no other options or something that he tells himself that he fetishizes. They need that feeling. They need that feeling. They need it. And they are willing to do what it takes to earn it. But that's not the topic of today. Today, we are going to talk about the women who don't do what is needed to earn that choice peen. We're going to talk about those women. We're going to talk about how they feel that their world is collapsing, that their once big world where they were queens, sitting on a throne made of hostess. They were queens. We are going to talk about how that world, how they feel like that world is collapsing and what they plan to do about it. Now, while I cue this up, what I'm going to need y'all to do about it is I'm going to need y'all to hit that like button. And as per tradition, I am going to do the short of the day right now. Right now. So give me a second. And then, of course, I'm going to do my standard greetings to all those in the chat room. Greatly appreciate all of you. All right. Now, this short of the day is appropriately titled, Would You Rather a Skinny Girl or a Fat Girl? Seems to be a fair and sound question. Okay. I'm going to say something about the guy on the right when I'm finished playing this 1 minute video. All right, get it? Oh, wait, let me adjust this. Let me adjust that, and here we go. Okay, and I'm going to address this comment, John Henry. I'm going to address that too.
Would you rather be with a skinny girl or a fat girl?
Doesn't matter as long as it makes my pee-pee hard and my heart pumping. It's so good to me.
Skinny girl.
Why is that?
Because fat girls they're not it, man.
Me, I'm attracted to the looks first, but then it's like if I talk to you and you a ditzy idiot, you're canceled. I'm not even proceeding with you. Super prefer a gym girl over a fat girl because it's like, why are you fat?
No discipline.
Nah, it's like you're fat. So like imagine how her room looks.
Would you rather be with...
Okay. Now, the one person who said, hey, as long as it made my pee-pee hard, first of all, he's significantly older. He's significantly older, and his standards has probably declined with time, as it tends to happen, which is why, a lot of women are just like, they're really just waiting you out until your standards get into his level. And it seems like he has a head injury. That's why he's wearing this. From when the doctor, tinkered with his brain and made him attracted to fat women. And then they put his skull back on, and these are the bandages. Like, that seems to be what happened.
With a skinny girl or a fat girl?
Doesn't matter as long as it makes my pee-pee hard and my heart pumping. It's so good to me.
Skinny girl.
Now, the Asian guy, of course, said skinny girl.
Why is that?
Because fat girls they're not it, man.
Me, I'm attracted to the looks first, but then it's like if I talk to you and you a ditzy idiot, you're canceled. I'm not even proceeding.
That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question.
With you, super prefer a gym girl over a fat girl because it's like, why are you fat?
Question.
No discipline.
And that is a good question. That is a good counter question. Like, why are you fat? That is a good counter question. Now, there's really no good answer to it. Like, women don't walk up to homeless men and say, hey, why are you broke? Is it because you haven't gotten enough BJs from me? Like, they don't do stuff like that. So, it's really no need to ask. It's like, well, whatever you answer, it's not going to change it. I mean, it's not, you could say something that's a completely justified reason. Like, a man with a hockey mask locked me in a basement and fed me Hostess and mayonnaise. You can like, oh crap, Like, dang, that sucks, you know. But there you are. You know, the justification doesn't, or the reason doesn't matter. So, D. Scott, salute to you. Salute to you. Greatly appreciate you. Destro0861, I appreciate you. Let's see. And Play Parade, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's see who else we got here. Lion917, salute to you. John Henry, salute. I'm going to get back to that comment, John Henry. All right. All right. So, actually, let me get back to that now. John Henry says, Southern man, I done told you about, I done told you, y'all be killing me, hit the like button. I done told you about that stereotype and BS. Prove me wrong, John Henry. Prove me wrong. Listen, I'm not from the South. I had to get this from somewhere. I had to get this from somewhere. It's not, it's pattern recognition. Like, and it wasn't until I became GameChanger and went online, I'm like, oh crap, they really like it. And it, actually, even if I hadn't did that, I would have known. And the reason why I would have known is because so many big women from Cali are actually moving here to get with a dude with no standards. And I'm not making this up. In addition to the expensive housing, they're moving there to feel regular. I'm not making this up. It's like men will move, you know, they're moving there to up themselves relative to what, like, you know, if I go here, I'm considered skinny. That, oh crap. Hey, I didn't make this up. I didn't, you know, I didn't invent chitlins in dirt or whatever y'all eat in the South, but there you go. Hey, I guess if she's not your cousin, I mean, like, no, I'm joking about that part, but still, there's a reason that particular stereotype exists. Hit the like button. There's a reason for that. Now, let me go into history and take a look for this episode of Madame Noir. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this episode of Madame Noir. So, let's see. Oh, I got a special story for y'all. I just seen this, so I didn't have time to prepare a thumbnail, or else I would have did it today. But I got a special story for y'all that I am definitely going to cover tomorrow, because it's getting crazy out there. It's hard out there for a young man. It's hard. All right. Somebody said, all jokes aside, there are some that do that. Listen, I'm not the one that made this. You know, where I got that, Samuel L. Jackson was in a movie called Black Snake Moan. And I'm not gonna spoil too much of the movie, but he was talking to a young man who just had his first, you know, he had his V card removed, and by a woman who would be considered attractive. And then Samuel L. Jackson said, you know, well, my first cousin. Oh no, he said my first time was with my second cousin, twice removed, you know, about as big as a house. I'm like, what the heck? What? Is that normal? Is that just normal? Did he just say he smashed his cousin and that's just like, oh yeah, that was my first time. He just said it like in a dismissive way. Like, yeah, you know, that's kind of how we get down. You know, like we have little farms and where we grow butter beans and we smash our cousins. Like that's, so I'm not making that up. Now y'all can say this. Y'all can say this because this is nasty too. On Tupac's song "Brenda's Got a Baby," he actually said her boyfriend is her cousin. I was like, oh crap, and she was 12. So, hey, if you want to retaliate and say Oakland dudes is nasty, I guess. I never met a dude like that, but y'all can say that too. Because I was like, wait, did he just say that was her cousin? Now the age thing didn't bother me when I first heard it because I was around that age myself, so it didn't seem like I didn't see the fault in it. But I was like, wait, did you just say that was her cousin? So, in love with a molester that's sexing her crazy. Like, yeah. All right, here we go. Big arms and backs are the norm here in good old Columbia, South Carolina. I didn't see many big backs when I was in Columbia. I didn't see many at all. I'm from Tennessee. Okay. Listen, I don't make these rules. Southern dudes are more tolerant of big backs than Cali dudes. I'm not saying that we don't have some chubby chasers here, some trailer park chubby chasers here, but I'm just saying, like y'all be on some next level with it. That's why. Anyway, let's get into this. Everyone down south seem fat, to be honest. Well, no, not the men. The men go on to be world class athletes. Look at this. Look at this. So I want you to picture like a sweatshop in a Pacific island of some sort, right? And I want y'all to picture the little woman who made this outfit. In fact, I'll picture it for you. I'll show y'all the picture of the little woman, the little Oriental woman that made that outfit. Just think about that for a second. Just think about what it's like to be a little woman making 85 cents a day, and you making outfits like that, knowing that it's going on the back of somebody that is extraordinarily more privileged than you. It's somebody that's extraordinarily more privileged than you. I want you to think about that. Just a mentality that goes along with that. And they're making the clothes. They got extra cloth. They need extra cloth to make it, just to surround it. That's ridiculous. Don't you know that they sleep with that? Like, listen, when the Oriental woman made this outfit, she was thinking that it was a blanket. She's like, listen, I can sleep with this. Me and 2 kids can sleep under this. That is what she was thinking. And the fact of the matter is, that's true. How do I know what she was thinking? Because I understand Oriental people's brain. That is how I know this. Now, I want y'all to take a look at what the woman who made that outfit looks like as I go through this short. Let me just segue for a second so I can do this. Hit that like button. All right. Somebody said most men down south has food, but listen, I'm not from the down south. I don't know. Like when I see them, they're athletes. I don't know what the day-to-day dude look like. He could be on some John Goodman stuff. Like he could be like one of those guys that sit on a couch and drink beer and watch the ball game and say yep all day. Like I don't know, but that's not what I've noticed here. I will say that. All right, so take a look at this. See, take a look at her, right? She made the dress. That's not even a dress, it's a pantsuit of some sort. Look at how little she is.
Yeah. This is our
real herited and feminine she's behaving.
Room. What is the most beautiful thing in this room?
Doing the little dance.
I would say the statue.
She's too feminine for shoes.
I don't know how to use them.
Just pull the pin. It's like a hand grenade. You just don't throw it though. We asked for a king bed. They've given us 2 singles, which is a little bit disappointing. A pretty rough paint job there.
See, showing off her not fatness.
That's not very 5-star, is it? Oh wait, look at that. There's a huge stain on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, can this hotel get any worse? The
Well,
stain
they're stained?
in this one.
Oh, it's a small stain. At least it's not shit, though.
Oh, this is not good.
How's the
And there you have it. A little, what is she? Taiwanese woman complaining at the $300 hotel that a foreigner is spending on her is not good enough. That is the power of attractive. Now let's look at the power of unattractive. Let's just switch over and let's look at the power of unattractive, shall we? Why is in? Oh, that's right. So, so someone said that the men are overweight. Listen, maybe not, but there are not only are there fewer black men that are overweight than black women. I think we're at like 60% versus black women 80+%. Not only, and we're the only group whose women per capita are bigger than the men. Let's be clear on that. You know, especially Asian guys. They're like, you know, their women are super, you know, slim, hi, slim show. That's what they look like. While ours look like this. And this. And this. That's just the way it is. Now, that's 60%. We don't know how many of those are muscle dudes. And that's the thing. We do not know how many of those are muscle dudes. How many are muscle dudes? That is the question. Because Terry Crews would be on that overweight list. Like a bunch of muscle dudes would be on that overweight list.
Somebody is plus size. Now they got to preach body positivity. It's like, I'm so brave for being in this body and loving what it is. It's because the standard is skinny, even though the average is not.
So when you love your body, now it's body positivity.
As
not
opposed
just
to
like,
just self-love.
Yeah. It's getting the You know, it's something about releasing the hips and opening up the root chakra.
Oh, God.
If you're a black woman, twerking is in your
It's
in the DNA.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm going to address this twerking thing. I'm going to address this twerking thing in this video. So stay tuned for that.
Here's the thing. God skipped me when it came to the twerk jeans.
We're gonna have to do a little champagne toast for that one. We're gonna talk all about our bodies because we know as Black women, that's something that everybody is always trying to attain. Let's talk all about body positivity.
Yeah.
As Black women, that's something everybody is trying to attain. Like who? The women in the gym? Like when I go to the gym, I see like a bunch of white and Asian women trying to attain Black women bodies. No. And then they like to bring up like the Kim Kardashians or somebody like that are trying to, do she look like any of the women here? Like there is a certain body type that Black women no longer possess by and large, that all women want to attain. It's called buxom. It's called buxom. There's two types of bodies that men want, particularly white men, because they came up with these terms back in the Mary Tyler Moore days. There's buxom, which is short, you know, and thick. And I'm talking about white people definition of thick. I'm not talking about whatever crap Black men, particularly Southern Black men, come up with. I'm talking about actual thick. I'm talking about slim in the waist, big in the booty, and some tig old bitties. That's what I'm talking about. And then there is the, what was it? Buxom and Rubenex. Rubenex, I think it is. And this is the tall, slender model type. Not bigger than a B cup, but very slim in the waist, slim in the arms, and tall in stature. These women tend to be ectomorphs. And these are the type that you see in the model days. These are the type of women that is considered attractive. Once again, by the white scale. Nobody's trying to look like this broad but her.
Okay, so I think about what people say with Meg, and they get the twerking online, and
look at this chick. Okay, somebody said Rubenex is still chunky. What's the tall, slender one? They had a name for it. They had a name for it. What's the Barbie doll one? Thelma from Good Times was perfect. However, so was Jackie Chan. No, dang it. Pam Grier. So was Pam Grier. Absolutely. Bernadette was Bernadette is what I'm talking about. It's like Bernadette versus Penny, but Penny just a taller Penny and a slimmer Penny. Listen, they have a name. I don't know what it is because I don't remember like white women body types, but they had a name. They have a name because I've seen it on Mad Men for women who are tall and skinny, and she don't have to tickle bitties.
something that everybody is always trying to attain. Let's talk all about body.
Speaking of tickle bitties, Kelly Stamps has a competition. She has a competitor, a strong competitor for my YouTube personal crush. I seen her today and my whole life has changed. I was like, oh crap, like she looked like music. I seen her, I was like, oh dang. Girl, you make me want to leave the one I'm with and start a new relationship with you. This is what you do. So I'm going to introduce her later in the show. Somebody say who? I'm going to introduce her later in the show. Then angels start to say.
Positivity. Yeah. Okay. So I think about what people say with Meg, and they get the twerking online, and some people like, oh, that's a little bit too much. They don't got no clothes on. Right. My kids are on TikTok.
What I have to say is that we get to decide what's too much for us. Because I'm sure there are some things that Meg Thee Stallion won't do. Yeah. That she won't do on camera. Twerking is not one of those things.
You're stupid. You're stupid. Saying an attractive woman is attractive is not simping. I don't know who defines simping, but it's not that. Knowing that an attractive woman is attractive is not simping. Simple people, I swear.
And that's her prerogative, right? And twerking is not tied to promiscuity, right? Right. It doesn't mean that people can touch my body. It doesn't mean that you have a right to.
That doesn't. People touching your body isn't tied to promiscuity. Also, like, let's be clear, it's not. I mean, it's just a classless thing to do, and y'all do it in situations where it's not appropriate. That's the problem with it. Like any random dancing, when there's no music around or nothing, like, is inappropriate. Like, that's the problem. And y'all like being inappropriate. That's another thing that we're going to talk about.
To my body, right?
And here's the thing too. I feel like men will preach, conservativeness and all that. And it's like, you don't really want that.
That's
not even what you want. You're just, exactly. It's just a way for you to try to control me.
I'm glad you said that, because what do you think is too much, or what do you?
Okay, John Henry, I seen you say that. You don't have to pay the fine. I seen you say that, First of all, I misread it. I thought it was wifey, but I'm like, I never heard that word before. I'll take your word for it because you're adamant about it. You spent the money. It says, God damn it, GC, wafy is the term you're looking for. Okay. I've never heard that word, at least, or it didn't stick in my memory. I've never heard that word, but that's the 50 terms for like a woman who's above 5'10" and very thin with no more than a B cup, then hey, that's what it is. My bad, you know.
Y'all think it's too much when it comes to showing too much. Is there anything such thing as that?
Somebody said twerking is an art. Listen, anything is art. You know, I could literally take a picture of my diarrhea poop, and somebody would consider that crap art. Okay, what are you talking about? Like, oh, this is art. Right? Everything is an art to somebody, but to most everybody, it's just tasteless trash, and that's what it really is.
Do feel like seeing entertainers go to school.
That's the word. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Statuesque. That's the word I was looking for. I'm sure wafy means the same thing, but statuesque was the word I was looking for. Thank you.
And twerk with kids and stuff, that I will drop the line there. Like I do see recently Sexy Red was taken out of a school, but I think it was more so because she smelled like yeah.
But then she got on top of the car and twerked,
started
and that was
twerking,
okay.
And the kids were there. You know what I mean? And it's like
turning up with her.
yeah,
They were twerking better than her.
yeah. So I do think that I drop.
And that's funny to them. Having a negative influence on impressionable minds. And they're like, the kids were twerking better than her. Holy crap.
Other line with that.
And then I think it's a little bit about the perception of twerking, you know, because it is something that is inherently us and something that we do with our bodies. It's like, to your point, Loria, is something that is policed heavier. If twerking was a white sport,
yes,
would
No, sweetie, listen. Anything sexual that a person does in inappropriate places is going to be looked down upon. It's not because it's a historically Black thing, even though I doubt that it is. I mean, I don't think that, you know, it's not much around it. It's really just ass gyration. You know, it's not like a very complicated dance or anything like that, or any cultural significance or something that, you know, I'm pretty sure that every culture in the world has, the women have figured out how to gyrate an ass, how to simulate hitting it from the back when it's nobody there. Like, I mean, that's not really anything that's clever and took much insight. Okay. But y'all constantly do it in inappropriate places and think that when society is just frowns upon it, that they're frowning upon it for some cultural reasons, or they don't like the people who are doing it.
we hear any of the issues that we hear?
I'm the thing in the white community, they monetize that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They be like twerk yoga.
Yeah, but the moment it's attached to
class.
the moment it's attached to Black skin, it's disgusting, it's ghetto, it's, you know, beneath.
Once again, because y'all the ones who do it in inappropriate places. You know, like, I mean, they do it, and they do twerk yoga, if that's a thing. I'm pretty sure they do it in a twerk yoga studio. Where y'all do it where it's not expected to be done and nobody wants to see it. Listen, like, anything that's done in an inappropriate place is going to be frowned upon. If white people started randomly saying, yeehaw, like in libraries, then people would just get turned off by the term yeehaw. But they don't. They say it at Cracker Barrel. Or wherever they say it. I don't know. I don't think I ever actually heard them say it off the show Dukes of Hazzard. So, but I'm pretty sure that they do. But because they do it in appropriate places, nobody knows or cares. I know I don't. But no, there are times where I would rather not see your ass. And, you know, which is most of the time when you look like her. But for you, it's appropriate. Yeehaw.
But not when you're in hip hop Zumba.
Can I say this though? But most of the time, to be fair, it be us that's judging the people.
Very true.
So I think we have to stop judging each other so hard and let it be what it is.
Live and let twerk.
This is their way of saying, don't hold each other to any standards, social or otherwise, yet fault society for retaliating for us not meeting societal standards. That's what that means.
Okay. So what about besides, this is a topic and something that I've heard many people bring up. Lizzo attending the game with her cheeks hanging out courtside.
No, that was too much.
Was it too much or was it her size?
You just said that we need to stop, you know, shaming each other. Okay.
But also if Rihanna did it,
she wouldn't.
She would.
She would.
No, Lizzo's outfit was intended, I think, to spark conversation.
Yeah.
She puts that out there, and I feel like for her, it's like a way of body positivity, but it has gotten backlash, and I think it's not just because of her shape.
She's not saying feel good about it or feel bad.
Okay. Listen, and this is to all the fat women of the world. Everything you do is worse because you do it. Everything you do is worse because you do it. You see, hold on, let me put my foot right there. Put my foot up. But you see, I'm going to introduce a notion to everybody. Hit the like button. This notion is called anti-advertisement. I'm going to repeat that term. It's called anti-advertisement. It's called anti-advertisement. Now, what is anti-advertisement? Well, let's first talk about what advertisement is and how it's done. Advertisement is when you have a pretty woman display a product. That's a form of advertisement. They're displaying a product. I remember back in the day in the hood, the billboards was filled with light-skinned women holding a 40 ounce of some crap, right? And then the hyper pro-blacks, back when pro-blacks actually meant something serious, they would vandalize those billboards. This was in Oakland, but I'm pretty sure every hood had something similar. And that is because attractive women brings attention to something and it makes you want the thing that they are seen with. Another thing, well, I'm not even going to get into that, but that is just how advertisement works. I used to date somebody who part of her job, she had several jobs, all of them related to her look somehow or some way, shape, or form. And this particular job that stuck in my brain was literally her job to stand outside of nightclubs in her best dress to entice both men and women to go inside. I didn't even know. Like, I thought that I didn't know that if I seen somebody like that, I wouldn't assume that she was paid to be there. I would assume that she just so happened to be there because this place is cracking and all the women inside look like her. That is what I would assume. Little did I know, and y'all should know too, that those brothers are actually paid to be out there. They're paid to be out there, standing in the cold, shivering, while they titties bounce a little bit as they shiver. That is what they are paid to do. This is advertising. Now, anti-advertisement is the exact opposite of that. It's the exact opposite of that. And that is what overweight women are. If okay, for example, let's just say I was a nightclub owner, right? And in addition to hiring an attractive woman to stand up front my club, I were to pay a overweight woman to stand in front of my competition's nightclub. You see how that works? That's anti-advertisement. That means that people are going to want to go away from that particular club. And when you're fat, everything you do is anti-advertisement to that. So if they say, okay, big women wear this particular brand, then they are not going to wear that particular brand. If they say, ooh, big women put ribbons in their hair, then people are not going to want to put ribbons in their hair. That is the power of anti-advertisement. It is an advertisement of what you should not be doing, and they use grotesquely unattractive women to anti-advertise stuff. Hit the like button.
Bad about it or whatever. Feel something. Because I have to feel something all the time living in this body with all the assumptions
But I
that
think
people make
on
about this body.
stage, it's a big difference between when Lady Gaga is covered in meat opposed to when she's courtside with a child sitting next to her and her ass hanging out.
To your point,
yeah,
they're gonna be making news out of Lizzo anyway.
Yeah.
And maybe she was thinking, if they're gonna look, give them something to look at. But I don't like the idea of
No, if she was sitting at a game minding her own business, they may put like the kiss cam on her or something like that, you know. But no, celebrities sit at basketball games and mind their business all the time. Like, is it the Lakers or something? No, it's the who's New York? Who does Spike Lee go to? Like, is it the Bulls? Where does Spike Lee go all the time? I don't really watch basketball like that, but I do know that, like, in the very front row, they have like Knicks. Thank you. They have like a group of people that's always celebrities and always there, and people rarely talk about it because that's just what happens. And the same with Lizzo. But I seen recently when they showed Jay-Z, Beyonce, and what's her name? Like Blue Ivy. Yeah, I think her name's Blue Ivy. And they were sitting at a basketball game. And it wasn't a big deal. I mean, the reason why she had to twerk was because she wasn't getting enough attention. Let's be clear.
of just because somebody is plus size, now they got to preach body positivity. It's like, I'm so brave for being in this body and loving what it is. But like Zendaya is also body positive. She's skinnier than an average body type, but nobody's being like, oh, body positive. It's because the standard is skinny, even though the average.
Okay. And this is what they want. They want the women like Zendaya who really are sympathizing. You know, okay, you know how you have those people who like, you know, save the endangered water buffalo, but they don't want to be an endangered water buffalo? That's Zendaya. I mean, she don't actually want to be, she sympathizes with you as we do with lesser beings. As we all do with lesser beings. Well, not all of us. Some people are just insensitive bastards. But once you classify something as a lesser being, as a pathetic life form, you just sympathize with it. And that is how Zendaya sees fat chicks. Now, what fat? Ew, is this chicken grease on her fingers? Is this chicken grease on her fingers or is it saliva? Do y'all see that? Y'all see that her fingers is glossy right now? For no damn reason? Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Somebody say something. Somebody tell me I'm tripping. Or do y'all not see some glossy fingers? Like she just sucked some buffalo wing sauce off of her fingers like right before the show. No. That's saliva. That's saliva or Krispy Kreme glaze. That's That's not ring glitter. What are you talking about? It's like all this all right there, like 1, 2, 3 fingers. What are you talking about? It's glazy, it's glossy. As we speak, her fingers is just sitting there glossy.
Is not.
So when you love your body, now it's body positivity,
as
not
opposed
just
to
like,
just self-love.
Yeah.
I've seen Sexy Red though get a lot of backlash, and she's considered body positive.
I consider
well
her body positive.
as well as Lizzo, right? But they both get the same kind of backlash. So then, what would you say in that space?
No one's gonna call her body positive at all because Sexy Red is not a big girl, so they're not gonna put that label on her.
She recently had a baby. She was fresh out the hospital.
Yeah.
Still had her bracelets on, and she twerking. You know what I mean? Get it sexy. You know, she's still twerking. You still got the.
And once again, inappropriate places. Delivering a baby and then twerking afterwards is an inappropriate thing to do. Now, people are going to give attention to it because you're doing it in an inappropriate place. This is a hospital. This is a, what is it? I forget. I don't know if it's oncology. I forget what it's called, but whatever the baby ward is. People are there in labor and you there twerking. I mean, people are going to, it's going to gain attention because it's done in an inappropriate place. Listen, a rhinoceros smashing another rhinoceros in the part of Africa where rhinoceroses live is one thing. Nobody is really going to think much about it. They're just going to drive past in their safari vehicle. However, a rhinoceros, smashing another rhinoceros in a Connecticut suburb, you're going to look like, oh, okay. There's something you don't see every day. That's just what it is. And they want that type of attention. And the reason why there's this overwhelming thirst and lust for attention, this insatiable thirst and lust for attention, hit the like button, amongst Black women, is because people try to ignore them. You see, and they try to ignore them because it's a daily cycle, because they see that they're attention starved and they do the same thing that they do with kids who are attention starved, and that is ignore them. And maybe that's not the best thing you should be doing with kids, but that's what they do to Black women because nobody wants to see an adult act like a child. And then when that happens, just like children, they start acting out in public places. It's like, okay, you can ignore my tantrums, my thing that I do for attention as a child when we're home, because it's easy to do so and you're not embarrassed by the act. You don't get third-party embarrassment by the act. However, I'm going to do it in Target, and I'm going to do it at a funeral. Twerking at the funeral. Like I'm going to do it at a classy restaurant. I'm going to do it at a cemetery. I'm going to do it at a slave port in Africa. You see, they're trying to not be ignored. They are doing what they can to get negative attention because that's the only type of attention they could get because they're fat as hell.
What's the thing that be coming out?
The umbilical cord is hanging out the boom.
The umbilical cord is still there.
Why is it so negative? Because listen to what the term is. Body positivity. Why has it become?
You're a complete idiot. Why is it so negative when the term is positivity? Why is white supremacy so bad when it's supreme? You're a freaking idiot. You are a complete and total weirdo, fat, blue-haired idiot.
Become negative
because they attach it to plus size.
But isn't that up to us?
Yeah, but the society makes the rules. So if they're saying that plus size people are body positive, it's a way of letting them be okay with the idea that we are okay with ourselves.
But it's confusing if Lizzo comes out and says, I am body positive, but
she's never said it.
I feel like
She's never said
She's never said it.
She just twerks
She
at,
just
at the
shares
gas
her
station.
body.
Yeah.
I feel like she
never
talks about her
said-
body a lot.
She doesn't.
No.
She just shows it and we feel that way. This is media agenda setting in its finest. You believe that she's body.
Okay, I'm gonna look up Lizzo speaking on body positivity. Here, I'll just play the audio so I'm not switching back and forth all the time. Okay. Okay, so she just said that she feels that people should be naturally body positivity, like, or body positive. So this fat chick is lying. Lizzo, why would she recommend that others would be body positive when she is, if she's not body positive? So you're lying and you're fat.
Body positive, and that she said it out of her mouth and she hasn't. It's just that she is showcasing what it looks like to truly love on oneself unapologetically and out loud, you know, especially in a world where everybody's getting nipped and tucked.
I
And
feel like she has, I don't know. And again, you probably
focused on her body.
Exactly.
That's what she said.
We definitely just talked about Meg's body, Sexy's body, and Lizzo is playing.
Look at how she sit with her legs comfortably open. Because she's fat and nasty with no class. And you see this dark void that exists where a woman's vagina or panties would be. You see that shaded area of darkness, you know, the elephant graveyard on The Lion King? Like, Dad, what's that area that the sun don't hit? Like, yes, that's the elephant graveyard. That's where the hyenas dwell. That is what her vagina is. It's a dark, shady cave that's protected by pushed together thighs. Like, that is, it's a fat void. Exactly. And you brothers, y'all think y'all having sex, but really y'all just putting y'all penis in a fat void. Y'all are just putting y'all penis in a hyena-filled elephant graveyard. It's in a void. It's in a vacuum. Y'all putting it in a vacuum of space, thinking that y'all getting some. That is what is going on when you are smashing a woman like this. Listen, look at who's the dark-skinned woman name? You know, the sexy one on the show. Have her sit exactly like this, and we will see some goodies. We will see some goodies, some delectable goodies, but not her. Not her. She has a vacuum. She has and she knows it's there. That's why she's sitting like that on screen.
Playing the flute and twerking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about her body too, because she's showing us her body.
Right.
So
Hold on.
Talked about Meg's body, Sexy's body.
Dang, get on pause quick enough. Okay, you see how she has her legs closed? Because she don't have a void. She don't have a void. She don't have like a dark cave there, you know, that the light don't shine on. She don't have one of those. So she has to cross her legs like a regular female.
Exactly.
That's what she said.
We definitely just talked about Meg's body, Sexy's body, and Lizzo is playing the flute and twerking. I'm gonna talk about her body too, because she's showing us her body.
Right.
So I don't see why that is an issue if it's a positive thing.
What talking about the body positivity conversation is this like when you tell a dark
All right. Somebody asked if movie night is still open. The answer to that is yes. Yes, it is. So you have the link. If you don't, then email me for it. It's still going on. I'm about to watch Squid Games over there. So, yeah.
Girl, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, right? But you might tell somebody else you're just pretty.
Yeah.
Right. If you're like, oh my God, Lizzo, you love your body, you're so body positive. It's
You're
like
so
what
pretty.
she's saying is like, oh, you're
Nobody has ever said pretty for a dark skinned girl ever. Nobody has said you are pretty for a dark skinned girl ever. That's something that they say in order to, garner sympathy to their dark skinned vagina. Their face looked like the void between this chick's legs. It's just terrible.
brave for loving something so big and so
Like, how could you even love
abnormal, right? So I think what they're saying is the quantifiers make it a little bit more violent than just being, because body positivity is beautiful.
I thought I was body positive until y'all started talking about it. Now I'm like, well, damn. Okay, so let's talk about the pressure. A lot of people getting sick.
Okay, somebody said nobody there is dark. Listen, I don't know. I know that y'all have like 50 shades of brown in the South, but to me, she's dark. Okay, either you're light or you're not. Either you look like Steph Curry or you're dark. We're not complicated. It's an either or thing. Y'all have terms like red bone and yellow bone as if they're two different things. Okay, and good hair and all kind of crap and y'all know the difference. Y'all know the difference in chitlin brands. And listen, that's y'all. I consider this one dark, and I like it. Yes, I want to bite her ass.
Surgeries. There's a lot of weight loss drugs that's hitting the market to the point where you ain't even got to work out. You ain't even got to get surgery no more. Have y'all been tempted to take it? Have you been tempted for a surgery? Have you done a surgery? Do you want to share?
Yeah, I got my titties done.
I know,
And they look good.
Thank you.
They do look good. And I like that she didn't overdo them. I do like that.
Thanks, I'm not really sure. Can you pull one out? No, I'm joking.
No, I got these 3 years ago because I never had titties.
Right.
Like I never had breasts, and my mom kept saying, "Oh, when you are 20, your breasts going to come." They never came. So I was like, all right. When I turned 30, I was like, all right, let me go ahead and just get these breasts. But yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with getting surgeries. Like I just got them small to fit my body. I remember when I did get them, I was hanging around a lot of the girls who had surgeries, and they were like, "Oh, you should have got them bigger." I do feel like you can get surgery, but I think sometimes it is a little extreme.
Did you think about after that, maybe I want to get something else? Because some people say that. It's
No.
addictive.
First, no, yeah, I'm good. I don't know if you remember, but I was in a lot of pain. Because I didn't have any breast at all. I hardly had any tissue. So I felt every stretch. Your body has to get.
I like that she, when she got it done, she got regular sized tits, because the thing about her is that she's an attractive woman, titties aside. So, and I think that getting them done too much would just draw your attention to that, and you won't see her other features. Keeping it a buck.
Yeah, your body has to get acclimated to it. So no, I did not ever want to get anything bigger. But again, you get your surgery, sis. Yeah. Just make sure it's safe and make sure it's not extreme. Get something that is proportionate to your body. Yeah. And that's it.
And you have to do your homework, because I did the opposite of you. I had an eye cup. And
look at her mouth open. So I'm be honest, anything past a D, I prefer C over D. But anything past a D or a double D or whatever Danica Marie has, anything past that is really just an overly, oh, by the way, hers is real. But anything past that is just an overly loud plea for attention. let's see. So you have D, E, F, G, H, I. So you like 5 whole letters above what's like naturally human. And you're just walking around thinking that that's regular. You're walking around with eye cups like a buffoon. You don't think to get lipo or grow your own damn hair more, but no, you decide to do that. See, and also blue hair. I mean, you know, these are desperate cries for attention. That's what it reeks of. That's why this chick right here, the one on the left, is better than you at being a woman. And that's why she can cross her legs and you can't. She's better than you at being a woman.
And it was
what?
I was at 36I.
Okay.
And it was after a while, you know, that's a little uncomfortable.
Right.
And for my frame,
I know the doctor was laughing his ass off. When you said, you know, yes, I want a 36I, he's like, oh, okay. And then he just got like an extra gallon of titty matter, and then he poured it into your fucking nipples, and he just laughed his ass off. That would be the male equivalent. Imagine a dude that's like 5'6". And yes, women like taller dudes, and some dudes have opted to get that tall man surgery. I haven't seen like a before and after. I've seen it on thumbnails, but I wasn't really paying much attention. I got a feeling that it'll look weird. Oh no, I did see it. I seen a midget. I seen a midget do it. And I was cracking up. So quick side story. Y'all can look this up too. There was a midget who thought it would be a good idea to get a tall surgery. And then he was shunned by the midget community, like Sammy Sosa. He was just made fun of by the midget community. And then he said, well, I had to do it for my job. And guess what his job was? He was okay, so you have people at golf courses that, you know, just like hit the golf ball in a range. They're practicing their range. So they hit the golf ball in a range. And his job is to drive on those little carts and pick up the golf balls. And he said he needed the tall man surgery in order to pick up the golf balls better. But no, you did it because you wanted to be tall, and you wasn't even tall. You was just like, you was tall for a midget, but short for a human. Like, that's where you wound up. And your fingers were still stubby, and it just looked wronger. You looked better as a midget. And that's what I got. That's what I think it's like for when like regular short humans get the tall people surgery. Like their shin is too big, and the rest of the stuff is just disproportionate. But anyway, back to her. That would be the male equivalent to a dude that's 5'6", stretching himself out to 7'0". It'd just look weird and retarded, just like you with the eye cup. That's stupid. What did you think it was, a phone? Did you think he was ordering a phone? You thought you were ordering like an Apple mug, you stupid blue-haired broad? Like, yes, you was in a plastic surgery place thinking that you're in an Apple store. Like, yes, I want an eye cup. You're stupid.
Weight always fluctuate. So I did get to the point where I was bigger, but I would get skinnier and my boobs would still be an eye.
Yeah.
So I did get surgery. Now, I would say this. I wish I would have did a little more research, and I did a lot. That's the crazy thing. He was double board certified, and nothing's wrong with him. It may be the fact that my skin, keloids, and that was something that...
I'm gonna share what popped into my imagination just now, so y'all can laugh as hard as hard as I just did. Okay, for those of you who don't know, some people keloid. Now, what is that? It's like an allergic reaction to blades or something. I don't know, but some people, when you cut them, they don't heal properly, and it leaves like these swollen lesions on them. These grotesque swollen lesions on them. So I'm pretty sure some people in the chat room keloids, and maybe they can explain it better than me. But I've seen keloids before. I've seen it on this one dude. He got it bad because he got it like he had it on his head, and it looks like he just went to a barbershop and got a fade and then walked out, and a couple of days later his whole shit was just keloid, like around where regular people would be faded. Anyway, so I'm picturing her eye cup titties with a bunch of little titties just sprouting just sprouting out in random places and shit. She got the eye cup titties and like a bunch of little titties that's just surrounding the regular titties. So y'all seen like if y'all have like a front lawn or something like that, and you live in a place where this happens, every now and again you might get a mushroom or two, and then you get this mushroom, and then you have the big mushroom in the middle, and then you have like a bunch of little mushrooms on the side. That's her titties. Yeah, some people get keloids when they get fraternity branded. I've seen somebody did that. I've seen somebody with that in a fraternity. It messes up the whole thing.
I didn't know or wasn't aware of. Now, of course, I'm going to get like the laser thing, but this is something that I had to do more homework on. So I am extremely happy with the fact that I don't have an eye anymore because it just wasn't comfortable for me, my back, my everything.
Right.
But I will say I wish I just did a little bit more research. But what about...
You got an eye cup and you realize that was a bad idea. Gosh, where do they find this people?
Anybody else or weight loss drugs?
Well, Ozempic. I tried Ozempic.
Holy crap.
When I say...
I was talking to somebody about that on Christmas. Listen, I seen the Hodge twins talk about it. It was like, it's made from venom and people are getting their bowels locked up and dying and stuff like that. I don't know.
I did it for a week, and that was...
Girl, a week is... You're supposed to take it for a couple months, ain't you?
No.
You gotta
it made me feel so sick and just like...
These bitches are lazy. Like, people actually work out and diet to lose weight, and all you have to do is take a pill or a shot or whatever it is. I think it's a shot. All you got to do is take a shot for a couple of months, and you can't even do that. These chicks are forever fat. Like, I mean, that's just laziness. Like, I'm pretty sure if you had like cancer or something like that, you would take your shots every day, or you probably wouldn't, and you just like die and be a fat corpse. But it's laziness.
I was like not enjoying the experience of it at all. Like my stomach was messed up. I was almost throwing up. I had a headache. Like it was just not for me. So
I took that too.
Of course you did. And of course you didn't complete the regimen. Y'all cannot complete, like I take vitamins every day. Now, granted, I don't stick myself every day. But I mean, I brush my teeth every day. I shower every day. Like how much more difficult is it to have that? Oh my gosh, those rings are like a girdle. Look at that. Look at that. She is growing. She's getting fatter. So when she I get distracted a lot when I see stuff. So y'all have to forgive me on this. I know I was talking about Ozempic and how they don't possess the discipline to even, take Ozempic on a daily basis. It's not like working out for an hour a day or something like that, or doing 5-figure steps every day. No, they can't even take a shot for like 30 seconds. So now that I made that point, I'm going to point out this bitch's fingers. Her fingers are so fat that she could not put the ring on. She is incapable of putting the ring on her finger all the way down. She just couldn't do it because her fingers were so fat. Why didn't she just buy a bigger ring? I don't know. She was only able to get this one ring down. And then of the 4 rings that are halfway on her finger, she can't even take any of them off except this one. Look at this. These rings are now cutting off the circulation of her fat fingers. I cannot make this up. These rings are now cutting off the circulation of her fat fingers. And she can't take them off. She is about to have her fingers amputated. She is about to have her fingers taken off and put back on, like the Lord of the Rings when Smeagol bit Bilbo Baggins' finger off, and then he just took the ring. Wow. Women like this are just full of surprises. They are freaking full of surprises.
Fat people are going extinct thanks to these drugs.
Fat people are going extinct because of heart disease. Because they got Valvoline syndrome and they got fat cancer. Like, that's why they're going extinct. Not going extinct because of wait a minute. Valvoline is something else, right? What's the disease where the fat clogs your heart valves? They're going to stink because of that. They're going to stink because of fat-related diseases. We're going extinct.
I'm going to hold it down for us for now until I can find some.
There is an aesthetic right now.
Yes.
And there are so many famous people or celebrities or influencers who look exactly the same.
Everyone.
So I'm like, wait, who page am I on? Wait, it feeds off of what we...
No, they don't. Just because 2 people are in shape, that don't mean that they look the same. You're stupid. Do Pam and Gina look the same? Back when Pam and Gina was on Martin? Do they look the same? Did the cast of Friends look the same? The only people that look the same are Orientals. That's it. Listen, you don't look the same just because you have the same dimensions.
love. There's more makeup products out than has ever been out before. More hair care products than has ever been out before. And it's
mind you, we broker than we never been broke before.
You can't
I'm glad you admitted that you were broke.
afford a house, but you got a cabinet full of products.
I did a whole
Sounds like a priority thing, if you ask me.
Recipe book because I was now keto worked for me. Okay, I did a whole recipe book, skinny keto. Keto actually works.
Okay,
but it's you have to be so disciplined. You cannot.
So it didn't work. It didn't work for you because you have to be disciplined, and you're not disciplined.
It has sugar, and I did it, and then I was like, okay, I can't keep living like this.
I'm not gonna take no shot that's gonna make me feel dizzy, and then I'm gonna be binge eating afterwards. I can have the discipline to say.
All these women are just confessing to how lazy they are.
all right, these are the things that work for my body, and it's different for everybody.
Yeah, I want to wrap this up and just say thank y'all, everybody, for being so open about everything you've been through. I know it's not easy because they get on here and they start judging us about the things we say, but we're being open because there's other Black women that are going through
She has a void between her legs, a fucking shower round.
the same things that we went through. This is Listen to Black Women. I want to thank y'all so much for joining us. I'm L'Oreal,
She got a Transformer accent.
and we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first one. I got a couple of more that I'm going to cover. All right, let me do this. Gosh, this is just pathetic. This is just pathetic. They have created a culture around fat, and they want us to participate in said culture. Hold on. We'll watch this later. All right, so are y'all talking about wigs in the chat room? Y'all be talking about other shit. Hit the like button. All right, not this one. I was watching a lot of other stuff. Not the trash woman. Ah, here we go.
The author of You Have the Right to Remain Fat.
This woman looks like a merchant on a video game, on a Japanese video game. They're like original Nintendo.
No one has to be healthy. A cake-related fat-phobic incident, or CRFI, is that moment when it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a moralizing impulse.
Well, guys, we all know the city of San Francisco.
By the way, the possible replacement for Kelly Stamps is not her. Though she can get it too, the woman in question is not her.
Francisco has a ton of problems, from homelessness to drug abuse to crime. But instead of tackling those problems, the city of San Francisco is moving in a different direction. Instead, they want to tackle the fat positivity and body acceptance movement. And they've done so by hiring, and I have to read this, a self-proclaimed anti-weight-based discrimination expert by the name Virgie Tovar, who's telling you you have a right to remain fat. I'm being serious.
You have the right to remain fat.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
To this article out of the Daily Mail, San Francisco has hired this individual with taxpayer money. Your tax dollars are funding this. It says the San Francisco Department of Public Health has hired a consultant on weight stigma and weight neutrality, despite the city being in the midst of a battle against rampant homelessness.
San Francisco is stupid. I'm not going to pretend like Oakland is smart, but I'm going to say that San Francisco is stupid.
Open air drug use and violent crime. It says here that Virgie Tovar is a self-described anti-weight-based discrimination expert, and she describes herself as a prominent advocate for fat positivity and body acceptance. She announced her appointment on Instagram, and she called it an absolute dream come true. She goes on to say that she believes weight neutrality will be the future of public health. And it's interesting that she's using the phrase weight neutrality. We use the phrase neutrality quite often on this channel, specifically in regards to race and gender. Race neutrality and gender neutrality are things that I highly advocate for to a certain extent. When it comes to jobs, scholarships, facets of our lives where race does not apply, I argue that we should go about them in a race-neutral manner. The very same can be said for gender in a lot of different aspects, but not all of them. There are certainly instances where I would look at gender and say this is most definitely a factor that needs to be talked about and applied when analyzing a specific situation. Think of men and women's sports, for example. There's no such thing as gender neutrality when it comes to that. But weight-based neutrality? I don't think we're there.
No, I mean, because what it deals with is a person's preference and what a man wants. And it's not fat.
There yet, and for good reason. But with that being said, let's hear some statements and arguments from Virgie Tovar to see exactly what she's going to be bringing to this position of weight neutrality at the city of San Francisco.
Where do you see the intersection really? What is your definition of health?
Yeah, that's really complicated, right? I think I want to talk about that question, but I want to start by saying that.
Why don't you just start by answering the damn question?
You know, no one has to be healthy. No, right? Like, I mean, it's like, no, like there.
How rainbow is this nigga? First of all, she said no one has to be healthy. That's not a red flag. Some things are so stupid that it's just, it leaves you like unable to respond. Like, you don't have to be healthy. Well, you technically don't, but you should, and any normal person would agree. But you're not normal. You're fat.
There is no governing body that's like out there putting, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like no one owes anybody that in either the traditional sense of the word or any other more innovative or, you know, more politicized, maybe even version of that word. So I think it's important to say like, and I want to back up and bring in intersectionality and say like, right, like look at the disabled community, right? Like I think people with disabilities have, and activists within that space have consistently been saying like, I'm never going to be your notion of healthy. That doesn't mean I don't get to be a full human. You get to treat me some kind of way, right? And so I think that I love.
Okay, why are you equating fat to disabled? Because you're equating things one somebody has complete control over, most people have complete control over, and another a person has no control over. And just to be clear, unless your disability check is beneficial, the overwhelming majority of disabled people want to be abled. You know, there isn't a paraplegic out there that's just, you know, that's just blowing into that thing on their wheelchair saying, oh yeah, this is the good life. I'm enjoying this. Like that doesn't exist. Okay. However, you are a fat person who prefers to be fat. So therefore it is not an equivalent. It is a false equivalent. There isn't a person out there with a hook talking about, yeah, this is a nice hook. I'm going to hit somebody with a right hook and they're talking about their hand. No, that doesn't exist.
Of taking that principle within disability rights to fat activism and to understandings of fatness. So I want to start there, right? Like no matter what size you are, you don't owe anybody else your health. But I mean, for me, right, like in an ideal world where like in an ideal world, there wouldn't be health-based gatekeeping at all.
So basically there will be no health standards in an ideal world. Why don't they have like an ideal world where they're not fat? Why is their ideal world one where everybody else is as fat as them?
The amount of entitlement in this video is just absolutely insane. There are so many points to unpack here, but first of all,
and for those of you who be on some, you know, yeah, but skinny women are, you know, like, and then they throw in like a personality defect. inside of skinny women. Do that in this scenario, okay? She's smarter, she's better adjusted, and she's slimmer, and she's smarter, and she gives better head. Like everything about her is better, and she cooked gooder, and her hair is realer. Everything about her is better. She is a superior female. Make no mistake, just because a woman is fat, that doesn't mean that she makes up for it in other ways. It means that she's worse in every way that a man can measure the value of a damn woman. Hit the like button.
Well, let's address the fact that she's compared her fatness, which for many people is largely a choice. Let's make that clear. And you've compared it to somebody who struggles with a disability, something that in many cases they cannot do anything about. That is wild to me. But I guess that's what she refers to as intersectionality. If I was a disabled person listening to that, my eyebrows would be up. I'd have some words for this young woman. Let's address her second major point, that we don't owe it to anybody to.
Holy crap, that ages you. She's young, and I know that this chick here is young. Is that what happens?
Be healthy, which I guess so. I guess people have different philosophies on that. Some people think they have a duty, not only to themselves, but to their families, their societies, and their civilization. And if you express that you have a duty to your community, your civilization, your family, yourself, then part of that duty, in my opinion, would be to be healthy. For we know that healthy people bring...
Oh, and slim women smell better. This woman here undoubtedly smells better than a fat woman. Undoubtedly. Slim women smell better. And that's because the sun hits more of you when you're fat. You sweat faster because you're wearing like a natural puff coat made out of animal hide or human hide. I'm trying to think of like advantages that fat women hold over like not so fat women, and I can't think of any. Like, I mean, yeah, there's shade in the summertime. It's something to hold on to during a hurricane. What else? Nah, like they even wear on your car transmission. I got a little car. Because not only because I shifted from gas to electric, but so fat women don't get tempted. They don't get thoughts. I want to make my life as inhospitable for you as possible.
About the best results, not only for their lives, but the lives around them. The illness that you experience in struggling with something like fatness or a food addiction, not to say that that's what Virgie Tovar is experiencing, actually does go on to have ramifications for those around you. And if that philosophy is not yet resonating with you, let me give you a few examples of how living in a larger body, specifically in instances where people are making choices leading to living in that larger body, affects not only themselves, but the people around them. Health insurance and our medical system. If you are living in a fat body, you are far more likely to require medical assistance. And in many places, including here, a lot of us are funding these individuals using the medical system. So in theory, their choice to be in a fat body, and more importantly than that, continue to commit the actions that lead to being in a bigger body, are impacting you and yours. If you don't care about that, fine. There's a lot of actions that we're all doing on any given day that are impacting.
What she says is true. She's about to say another one that's true too.
Those around us in a negative fashion, particularly when it comes to taxpayer funding. Let's think about the family unit or the community. When you're living in a larger body and say you have children, what happens when you're not able to carry through with certain activities for those children? What happens if there's a fire in your house, God forbid, and you have to take care of your children, run up 2 sets of stairs in order to grab them and save them? And you are living in a body that is incapable of doing that in a healthy manner. Not to mention the impact of being in an unhealthy body and how that affects your mental health. We all know we're in a society that is struggling through a deep set mental health crisis right now. And it's hard to believe that these things don't bleed over.
That is another good point. And that was the one I was waiting for when she was talking about you can't save your kid's life because you're fat. I mean, the same thing is if the kid were drowning or something like that. You just, you it's selfish in a lot of ways. Okay, it says GC, this content creator reviewed a video of a woman talking about how she is done dating black men. Her commentary might change your mind about her. No, it won't. No, it won't. And a physically attractive woman is physically attractive regardless of her views on things. And, there have been women who I've just downright hated, but I won't take away from them their physical appeal. So my view on her, so it'll change my view on her views. Let's start there. It'll change my view on her views and my perception on how much our views align. But I would still think that she's an attractive woman. And depending on how obnoxious her views are, I would still want to hit it. I would still put my penis in her mouth.
Over into one another. But I'll leave you with those examples. I could go on and give you more, but you get what I'm saying. And it's one thing to notice those impacts and disregard them and say, I'm making this choice anyway, and sort of own up to it and take accountability. It's another to completely deny that these things are having impacts on other people, which is what she's doing by arguing for weight neutrality. And still, she may hear all of that and say, I think you don't owe it to anybody to be healthy. And there would be strong arguments for the fact that you don't owe anything to anybody. But I think a large part of the human experience is trying to understand your responsibility and duty despite the fact that you don't owe anybody anything. But let's hear more from Ms. Tovar.
Well put. Oh gosh, look at her face.
CRFI.
Look at that face. Look at that hair. This is an Asian woman with Asian woman hair in her head. This is a damn shame. No matter how you slice it. And you don't say slice in front of women like this or to get hungry.
If you're like many women, you've been to a birthday party or a small office gathering, an event that's meant to bring people together. There's swinging tunes, some adult beverages, and good convo. And then it comes time to cut the cake, and someone decides to ruin everything.
Oh my God, that slice is huge. That slice is bigger than Beyonce's paycheck. Can you cut me half of that?
A cake-related fat-phobic incident, or CRFI, is that moment when it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a moralizing impulse.
Look at the way she said, eat delicious cake. She wished she was eating cake right now. She's thinking about cake and the word delicious just come to her mind. She's like, ooh, a delicious cake. Delicious, delicious. Chocolate, vanilla, lemon, apple, radish. I don't care as long as it's cake. All cake is delicious to her. This is sad. So basically, a person she's getting triggered when other people, likely women, are concerned about their weight. And they say stuff like, oh no, this is too much cake for me. Oh, you're a fat phobe. It's like, no, I'm not a fat phobe. I just don't want to eat this much cake. Yeah, you're a fat phobe because you're not eating a whole cake. So let me get this straight. That's like saying, not liking rap music makes you a racist or something like that. They don't have to embrace all the crap that you do in order to be a non-fat phobe. This is ridiculous. I mean, and I think the real reason that she's mad is because they're not giving the rest of the cake to her. I think that's what it is. I think the real reason that she's mad is because they're not giving the rest of the cake to her. And she's like, oh no, y'all making me feel bad about myself for eating a whole slice of cake. And then some. Y'all making me feel bad about myself for that reason. Listen. You're supposed to feel bad about it. If you're feeling bad, it's because you're doing something wrong. You're eating too much cake. Look at you.
Inevitably, there's always someone at the party who has to declare publicly that their slice is too large, and that the person who's cutting the cake, almost invariably a woman, must do some disproportionate amount of labor in order to accommodate their needs.
She said disproportionate amount of labor. Disproportionate amount of labor. So cutting a cake is labor. It's so much more. So cutting a cake twice is so much labor. They're lazy. Fat and laziness go hand in hand.
Need to feel superior. Let's take a look.
Okay, it's almost a misuse of words. I'm going to respond to this. It says, tired of the misuse of the word phobic. We are not afraid. Well, okay. It could be a misuse of words because you're not afraid of a fat person. But if you are afraid of becoming a fat person, then I think that they construe that as fat phobia. You see what I'm saying? Like a person, and I get it. Like if a person is arachnophobia, then they are afraid of spiders. If they are, whatever. Phobia means that you're afraid of the thing that comes before the word phobia. But I think that they look at it as if you are afraid of becoming fat, then you are fat phobic, which is stupid. But you gotta think like them. You gotta think like them. You see, you gotta understand, fat people are stupid. And the reason why they're stupid is because the way the brain works, okay? So it's a proportionate thing. Just like if an elephant has a bigger brain than a human, it doesn't make them smarter than humans because that big brain is for a big body. So when you're fat as hell, the percent of your anatomy that is brain matter is lessened, making you stupid. And the fatter you are, the dumber you are. That's why Peter Griffin is dumber than Homer Simpson, and so on and so forth. They're stupid.
Can you do a little bit, just like, can you scrape all the frosting off and cut it in half and
What the hell is she?
give me 2 forks because I'm sharing. Small, a little bit more, tiny. No, less than what you're smaller, please. Could you just cut my piece into 12 equal symmetrical little pieces and put each one?
I don't think she knows what symmetrical means.
Into a tiny little Tupperware.
Okay, so this is a video that is sort of taking on the facade of being educational, but what they're actually doing is making fun of people who are health conscious. Make it make sense. This is a bunch of bigger women getting together and making fun of women who may or may not be big. They could be big, they could be skinny, who knows the size of these women, but they're just trying to advocate for themselves in hopes of intaking less calories, less sugar, less needless cake, which we all do. We've all been there as human beings. So instead of...
Somebody pointed out that the last one isn't even fat. No, she's not. But see, these broads just want to be a part of something. And the truth of the matter is that if she got together with a bunch of women that look like her, she would be the ugly one. She enjoys the company of fat women because it's where she's the most beautiful. And that is the truest thing ever. Yeah. It's like if I was to kick it with a midget so I could be the tall dude. And, if I was to kick it in a place full of midgets, like, yeah. I think we know who the alpha is here. That's what it would be.
Saying that's a totally okay choice to make. I'm going to make a different one. They make fun of the person who's, let's be honest, doing the right thing for their body. Well, let's keep watching.
So that I can have a bite for each month of 2018. Thanks.
Smaller.
Let's take a step.
Okay, so I didn't know that this was done in 2018 or 2017. So half of these people, the fat ones, are dead. If this was done in 2018, half of these fat broads are dead.
Back and view what's happening through a critical feminist lens. CRFIs typically happen in environments where there are primarily or exclusively women. Women are disproportionately negatively affected by diet culture because diet culture maps onto sexism. Like many parts of diet culture, there is a significant performance.
Did they say diet culture is sexism? At least one of these women are going to masturbate on that cake while eating another cake. One of these women are going to face straddle. They're going to straddle a cake while eating another cake. Because I'm telling you, fat women are weird. And that's the type of weird stuff that comes into their twisted imaginations. They're going to straddle that cake while eating another one.
Component. You have to show others that you are being good.
What is happening right now? Is this what these individuals are doing when they're alone with a cake?
Oh, see, great minds.
What is happening? What is the direction this is going in right now? Anyways.
Controlling how much you eat is part of what it means to be a, quote, good woman. This kind of behavior is a way for people to keep other people in check through food moralizing, surveillance, and policing. These are the mechanisms that are at the core of diet culture and weight control. The idea that you can position yourself as superior to others through self-control and self-denial is super sexist.
That China woman is 112 years old. And she knows that she's never been about that life. I'm telling you, because all of her white and black friends are dead, she's just looking for a place to belong. And that's why she's kicking with fat people.
CRFIs have a history of creating a hierarchy among women and ultimately in maintaining misogynist expectations.
Oh, goodness gracious. Give me a break. I can't deal with this. Oh, my gosh. If you're in San Francisco, you need to move, baby. I don't know who's going to be dealing with this on a daily basis with this woman coming into the office, but run. I'm telling you, run for the hills now. Interestingly enough, they're taking this moment of a woman coming into
Okay, so she don't know San Francisco very well. But you don't have to run far for the hills. It's like 80% hills. Run for the hills, you're already on the hill. Run some more. Like there is. That's funny.
an office party. They have a cake. She says, can you please cut me, a half a piece of cake? And they're interpreting that as her trying to exclaim her superiority to all the women around her.
I only take a half a piece of cake, unlike you big backs.
And this is what leftists do. They make everything about themselves. They make everything an attack on their character, an attack on their choices.
Why are conservative women so much hotter always? Like Candace Owens.
An attack on their lifestyle, an attack on their fatness, and it's got to be driven by something. I think it's either an internal superiority that they
I mean, there is Beyonce, but but then it's like counteracted by Oprah.
They're actually feeling about those around them, that they are now projecting onto the woman who's asking for a half slice of cake, or it's a deep-seated insecurity and knowledge that their fatness is in fact unhealthy, and they don't like it when they hear somebody say out loud that maybe they choose not to consume as many calories as them. They're accusing others of food moralizing and policing people's choices. Meanwhile, they're food moralizing and policing people's choices.
It's true.
And what did they call it? A CRFI, a cake-related fat-phobic incident? Well, I have my own CRFI. This is a cult-related fact-phobic incident. But let's watch one more video from our girl Virgie. Oh, goodness.
Hi, my name is Virgie Tovar, and I'm the author of You Have the Right to Remain Fat, as well
Holy
as
crap.
a few other books on fat
Holy crap.
positivity and body acceptance.
She said I'm the author of You Have the Right to Remain Fat. Somebody says I don't eat cake. That's why I'm skinny. I eat cake on occasion. I had some on no, I didn't. On Christmas, I had some pie. Yeah, I had some pie. Wish I was eating it right now. But do I eat it regularly? Nah. Do I get like a Hostess cake or something like that? Nah. It's like I had some on my birthday too. I actually had cake on my birthday.
When I think about what people might be surprised by or what you wouldn't think of when you think of eating disorders, I immediately think of being a kid. I was a kid in a larger body, a teen in a larger body, and also I'm an adult in a larger body. And the message I always got from my doctor was shrink your body by any means necessary. And it really felt like there was a sense of a don't ask, don't tell. So because I truly, truly, truly believed, right, and this is where I think the surprise comes in. I really believed that this was.
Who has a don't ask, don't tell policy with their doctor? Listen, I tell my doctor every damn thing. I tell my doctor every damn thing. Just recently, I didn't think it was a big deal, but I told her, I was like, listen, my ear itch, and I admit that I use Q-tips. And when I put a Q-tip in there to clean out my ears, there's no wax on the tip, but it still itch. So what's going on? She took a look inside and she was like, oh yeah, you got an infection. And then she looked at the left one. She was like, yeah, this one is worse. And she gave me some pills. She gave me some antibiotics that I had to take for a week or 2 weeks. No, it was 14 of them, but I take 2 a day. So for a week. And now I'm better. And that's why you tell your doctor stuff. I tell them every damn thing. Why are you omitting the information from the doctor as if they don't know you fat? The first thing they do is they weigh you and then they take your blood pressure. That's like the nurse. That's the first thing they do. And then they put that thing on your finger for your blood oxygen. And I don't know if fat people got like high or low blood oxygen, but I know it's not normal because you're fat. And everything, like every health measure is wrong on you.
It was about my health. I really believe that my doctor was right.
Okay. All right, let's find some middle ground here. I'm going to take her at her word and assume that a doctor did tell her that she should shrink herself by any means necessary. That is poor medical advice. Now, if a doctor had told her, hey, we need to shrink you a little bit, we need to lose a little bit of weight, but we need to find some healthy means to do.
No, they tell you, they tell you to lose weight. They don't tell you how, but unless you ask them. And then maybe they'll recommend you to a nutritionist or something. But they will tell you that you have this, your blood pressure is off and, and your blood panel came back and you got some syrup in it. And they will tell you when shit's off and what you got to do about it. And almost always when you're dealing with somebody like that, it's because you're too damn fat.
do so. That is totally acceptable advice. So yeah, maybe you had a run-in with a little kooky doctor, but the doctor wasn't that far off. In fact, the doctor was more right than you are now. And there's this sort of language all throughout her videos and much of her content that insinuates to me a lack of accountability and responsibility for her own actions and for the actions of other fat people. And you can sort of hear it in the way she describes herself. I was a kid in a larger body, a teen in a larger body. Now I'm an adult in a larger body, as if she was somehow packaged that way as a human being. These things typically don't just befall us out of nowhere. And it's so interesting that woke ideology is often packaged with these words like,
don't let me be a doctor. I would be Dr. Bundy. You know how Al Bundy every day had a fat joke for the women that came in his shoe store? That's how I would be. I'd be like, yes, your vitamin D is a little too low and your vitamin F is a little too high. Now, for your low vitamin D, I recommend that you take supplements. For your high vitamin F, you need to take less fat. Your vitamin fat is too high. You need to take less of it. Damn it. Your vitamin food is too high. You need to take less of it. Damn it.
accountability, empowerment, agency, choice. And then when it comes to this conversation about weight stigma or weight neutrality, there's no accountability, there's no empowerment, there's no choice. You are just stuck in the body that you're stuck in. Not only are you stuck in it, but we have to be positive about it, accepting of it, and turn a blind eye to the actual medical and health implications of fat itself. It's one thing to say you should be treated with dignity and respect as a person of any color, shape, size. I think we can all agree with that for the most part. It's another thing to say because of my size, I'm going to now turn a blind eye to truth, facts, reality. I'm going to tell other people what to say, what to think, what to feel. I'm going to police their choices, and I'm not going to acknowledge my personal choice that has landed me in the position that I'm in. I'm sorry, Gretchen, but stop trying to make fat happen. The reality is weight is not neutral. And the fact that San Francisco is spending taxpayer money on hiring this individual for a useless job where she tries to convince people to alter their reality and believe that it is a travesty. But that is the woke agenda in its very essence. We make up a problem based on this idea of marginalization and oppression. We inflate that problem. We blame the system for it. We start educating people in college on critical fat theory. They come out as experts.
Holy crap! I would not doubt that that's a major, or at least a field of study or a class at a California university, at more than one California university. I would not be surprised at some of the crap degrees I heard.
Off of journals that some other leftist wrote identifying this problem and blaming the system once again. And then they get hired by the very system itself to work a useless job as a weight stigma expert, and your taxpayer dollars fund it. And then when you raise your hand as a taxpayer and go, wait a minute, I don't think my money should be funding this useless job, they go, you must be fat phobic, which again is something they made up. And if they think you're fat phobic now, you're going to be far more fat phobic by the time that Virgie Tovar is done with her job, because she's going to make society less healthy and more fat in the name of fat positivity. And then the endless cycle continues. Guys, those are my thoughts on the new weight acceptance czar in San Francisco. Let me know your thoughts.
Oh my gosh, she's a czar. By the way, the word czar comes from Caesar. Julius Caesar. That's why I spelled with the C. But all right, let me go into the last person of the day. And this is Kelly Stamp's #1 contender. And y'all are about to see why right now. Right now. All right. And there it is. there it is. In addition to the Tiggo bitties and the pretty face, something about a black nerd, especially one in cosplay, that turns me the fuck on. Yep. I have a type. And there it is. Kelly stamps you have competition.
Finally, it's about time you've come. We must embark on our journey against the resistance. What's that? Times have changed, you fool, since my father got bisected by that idiot Obi-Wan. The resistance turned into literally what they named themselves as. They resist everything but taking accountability for their gluttony, and many people have turned to the dark side.
Size matters not. Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you?
And not just people.
Oh, and she hates fat as much as I do. But now I want to make something clear. I know she's a nerd, and she probably watched this. I hope she do. And if you do, my number is 510. Email me for some more. But even if she does watch this, and I think she knows this, but I'm going to say it anyway, is that Darth Maul is from Dathomir. Dathomir, the men look a lot different than the women. So she would be like a night sister, not naturally red. Darth Maul, that was tattooed everywhere, but yeah, but I think she knows that. And she also knows that she would be sexier to me as a red, I'm not going to say male, I don't know what you call them, brother of Dathomir or something like that. But she knows that she's sexier to me like this. She just does. She would look better like this if she was dressed as a feminist night sister. By the way, they grew up in a matriarchy too.
Humans, but even the Ewoks have opened their mind and see the harm that the resistance has done to the galaxy. Hello guys, welcome to a YouTube special to celebrate the 4th.
Okay, by the way,
resistance has done to the galaxy.
Okay, so that's her stuff. Go and subscribe. If you want to hear a female thump on fat bitches harder than me with Tiggo bitties, then subscribe by all means.
Hello guys, welcome to a YouTube special to celebrate the 4th of May. Where are my nerds at? And if you are, have you ever wondered, what if the dark side was actually...
Are you sure? Hold on, let me look this up. Oh, he's a Zabrat, huh? Then why did the Night Sisters of Dathomir? Oh wait. Oh, Dathomir's the planet. Yes, he's Dathomir. He's from that planet. Yeah. Okay. So the name of the species, and just like we're Earthlings and humans. So yes, he's Darthomirian, and the name of the species is Zabrak. Okay, which makes sense because they immigrated to Dathomir. So yeah. Damn it! Made me stop for nothing. Look at her titties. Made me stop for nothing.
the good side. Anyway, welcome to my channel. If you're new, I break down internet drama, reality show drama, random things that I see on the internet, and occasionally characters show up. If you're interested in any of that, please hit the subscribe button. I'm almost to my goal of 890,000 subscribers. But we're a little late for our journey. Let's get into the galaxy of TikTok and the land of fat acceptance.
She got 1 million subscribers. You see, everybody likes in-shape black nerd women because they're rare. And that's why they get so many subscribers.
And oh my God, I just spotted a land whale. Yes, those are in space too.
I'm so sorry, but if you post that you're trying to lose weight, like, I'm gonna unfollow you.
That's her name.
Feminist land whale. Can't make this up.
Feminist land whale, very creative.
What's up, whale watchers? Here's a what I eat in a day as a fat person that doesn't care about losing weight.
In this TikTok, she's going to be talking about people leaving the fat acceptance community. She's also talking about people who are staying within the body positive community, but promoting health or weight loss, because we all know that health or weight loss is not positive for your body. They are breaking the rules.
I've had to unfollow so many fucking people this week because everyone is like, I'm taking a new medication for weight loss. I'm doing this new thing for weight loss. I'm doing for weight loss.
In my opinion, feminist Landwell has every right to block, restrict, unfollow anyone she goddamn well pleases. It is 2024. I will block you if you breathe wrong. I'm not getting stressed out on an app. I get stressed out in real life. But it's very interesting that many people say, like Tess Holiday, who we met on this planet years ago, say things right now because this whole people leaving is trending, and they say things that people don't care if you guys are losing weight in the body positive space. But then we have people like the feminist Landwell, the name that she gave herself, posting these 2-minute TikToks.
Okay, let me address what Ray said in the thing. GC would sleep with a demon if she's not fat. Listen, being not fat is not my only criteria for me to sleep with someone. They don't necessarily have to be human, but they still have to be attractive. For example, Zoe Zeldani, when she was green on Guardians of the Galaxy, can get it, and when she was blue on Avatar, could get it. The Twi'lek that was dancing for Jabba the Hutt can get it. Let me see. The orc on World of Warcraft, on the Warcraft movie, she can get it. A couple of Orion Slaves girls can get it. Bitch from Wicked can't get it. See, it's not about race or color or species. It's about being sexy. And yes, some female demons can get it if they're attractive.
Complaining about it.
I'm sick of it.
Which deters many unhealthy people in these communities to not lose weight, especially for dealing with food addiction. That just gives them an extra oomph to not get a handle on it.
You can be fat and healthy.
What the hell?
The same way you can be thin and unhealthy.
Feminist Landwell.
Okay, that's like saying, you could be retarded and smart. And yeah, technically, I don't want to get into that. It's stupid talk.
Loves to tell people that her blood work is always great. She has never experienced any type of health issues ever being at her size. Keep in mind, she is still very young, and the people leaving or experiencing these health issues are in the early 30s and up, unless you're special like Megan Ann, who said she started noticing health issues in her 20s in this video. And then she quickly booked it out of that galaxy and got weight loss surgery, and she's living her life. But let's just say an individual like the feminist Landwell, who's around 300, 400 pounds, blood work comes back very positive, very healthy. Doctors can't say nothing.
Nothing to worry about.
Being obese in itself damages your joints and your bones. Why weight matters when it comes to joint pain. There are 2 ways that being overweight raises your risk for developing arthritis.
First, look at that. And she had like 2 things of soda in her hand.
When it comes to joint pain, there are 2 ways that being overweight raises your risk for.
Look at that. She got a soda and a milkshake.
Developing osteoporosis. First, excess weight puts additional stress on weight-bearing joints, the knees, for example. Second, inflammatory factors associated with weight.
Yeah, see, now they understand. Like, you don't have to be human to get it. Look it. I've seen plenty of species in sci-fi that will get it quick. Quicker than a fat human, that's for damn sure. I've seen a couple of Klingons can get it.
Weight gain might contribute to trouble in other joints. Let's take the knees. The main thing you see bigger people complaining about. When you walk across level ground, the force on your knees is the equivalent of 1/2 times your body weight. That means a 200-pound man will put 300 pounds of pressure on his knees with every single step. Sounds positive, yeah? Add an incline and the pressure is even greater. The force on the knees is 2 to 3 times your body weight when you go up and down stairs, and 4 to 5 times your body weight when you squat to tie a shoelace or pick up an item you dropped.
Damn.
Which is why you don't see many morbidly obese people bending down to tie their own shoes. In fact, in most of the 600-pound life stories, you see one of their caretakers tying.
Oh, that is true. Press 1 in the chat room if you ever, when you was a kid, had to tie the shoes of a fat family member. Press 1 in the chat room if you ever had to tie the shoes of a fat family member. You know, like that fat aunt or something. And she like, come on, boy, tie my shoe. And that's the moment you learn how to tie your own shoes. That's when they try to get you to tie theirs. You need to practice or some crap like that.
Their shoes. So this just goes for bodybuilders as well. Weight is weight. I recently heard when I was on the planet Earth, a bodybuilder say,
every time I step on stage, every time I take a step, my bones crack.
And for some reason, he was very proud of that, just like the feminist Landwell. I think both are out of this world.
So don't hide behind this facade that your weight loss is all for fucking health benefits, because we know that's not true.
Many people in the community start losing weight and they make it clear to their followers that they're having health problems, which is the absolute wrong way to go about it. One, because in this community, if you were in it actually body positive, okay, you would know that weight does not affect your health at all. And lose.
God dang it! Fucking fucking damn it! God damn it! Damn it! My throat hurt. God damn it! Damn it! That was completely disgusting. That was completely disgusting. Did y'all see that? It was all the way down to the floor and shit.
Losing weight does not do anything for your health or quality of life. Shout out Tammy Slayton. Could have stayed the same way. You would have been just fine. You accomplished nothing, I guess. And why don't these people in the body positive community who are experiencing these health problems just say what they're really doing it for? Vanity reasons. They want to be a thing. And you know what? She's right. They should be casted out for thinking that looks matter in a community where
I did not hear a word she was just saying, because I literally turned my head in disgust, and then I pulled my headset out. I pulled my headset out because I turned in disgust when I seen that. Then when I came back, I was like, wait, is she talking? Like, I see her lips moving, but I can't hear her. But yeah. Oh crap. So I missed what the more attractive woman was saying, which is not good. So I'm gonna go back.
Okay, you would know that weight does not affect your health at all or your quality of life. And losing weight does not do anything for your health or quality of life. Shout out Tammy Slayton. Could have stayed the same way and you would have been just fine. You accomplished nothing, I guess. And why don't these people in the body positive community who are experiencing these health problems just say what they're really doing it for? Vanity reasons. They want to be a thing. And you know what? She's right. They should be casted out for thinking that looks matter in a community where looks don't matter at all and everyone's beautiful.
We know you're losing weight so you can look better, whatever the fuck that means. Maybe you're just ugly, just a thought, just a thought.
Her stomach looked like old white man testicles. The shit was nasty. I'm not saying that I ever seen old white man testicles, but you know, I'm pretty sure it looked like that. That was just disgusting.
So looks do matter? People are considered ugly to you in this very positive community? Interesting. Okay.
But I am so sick of it. I'm so sick of especially you fat bitches currently who have built your fucking platforms on being fucking fat and gained hundreds of thousands, even millions of followers because you've been this body positive queen for people. And now what? You've got the fame, you've got the followers, so you're done. You've got what you wanted.
I don't think they wanted diabetes, heart problems, limited mobility, and an increased risk of osteoporosis, and their knees feeling like they're going to break with every step.
So now you're going to go turn your back on all these people who have fucking supported you.
And this is why people in the community are so scared to, well, come out with their weight loss goals. They were told for years to speak your truth, be who you truly are, always speak your mind, stand up for yourself and be who you want to be, like Barbie. But then have people like the feminist Landwell angrily yelling into a phone and the void of TikTok saying, we supported you for this long. How dare you turn your backs on us by losing weight and not having heart disease? They're literally begging people in this community who want to lose their double chins to be more confident to just not, because you're hot with all your
Disgusting. Disgusting.
chins. Just get confidence. Begging y'all to stop getting rid of your double chins to make yourself hot. Confidence makes you hot. Trust me. I am the beholder of all that's attractive. We've heard this rhetoric from many people like the fat feminist, Brooklyn D. I feel like we heard it from Tess Holiday, but don't quote me on that. But according to them, watching what you eat, speaking out about
Oh wait, she might be married, so she can't be my crush. All right, so Kelly Stamps, you're still a champion.
What you're experiencing when it comes to health-wise, if you're obese, and losing weight is turning your backs on the people that really care about you and your health. I have to lose weight for health reasons. Some of us are old and have hereditary health issues. True, once again, 20s are great. Supposedly, I had a herniated disc since my 20s. Never felt anything. Deadlifted a whole bunch, ran a whole bunch. The moment I hit 33, well, now it's affecting me, and now I have to make sure to do therapeutic stretches and sit on a butt pillow while I travel the galaxy. It gets pretty real once you start getting older. But let's see what knowledge the feminist Landwell responds with. I'm not here to give you medical advice. Good. We weren't going to take it. But you can fully lose weight and still have the same health issues persist because...
This is true. To say everything is fine and you're 29, like that, come on now.
Losing weight is not a cure for all negative health outcomes. For all, but some. You proved yourself wrong there, Miss Whale.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Well, on that note, let's keep going through this galaxy. 5 ways you can support your fat friends. Call ahead to restaurants to make sure they have fat-friendly seating. Hello?
Ah!
Yes.
All right. Y'all gonna realize why that's so funny to me. Hold on. Okay, I'm not gonna do it because it might be copywritten. It might be copywritten material. But there was a scene on Family Guy when Lois put on some weight, and then Peter was like, "Now excuse me, Lois, I have to go warn the waiter that of your arrival." Oh no, he said I have to go warn the chef of your arrival. I was dying. But apparently they literally have to do that. They literally have to warn the restaurant that they fat ass is coming. That is spectacular. That is, wow, that's a real thing. Like, yes, I have a +1 and she's overweight. So could you make the proper preparations for her? Yep. Yep.
Hi, I would love to make a reservation for 889,000 people. You can fit all of us? Wonderful. Table name? The Dark Side. One thing though, I've got a few large friends. Yes, very rotund. Earth shatters when they walk. I want.
She's killing it. But if that ring is a marriage ring, no kissing and
them
hugging
to feel
because you got a
absolutely
husband.
comfortable at your establishment and not singled out at all. And of course, safe. So I need you to squish together about 10 booths for each of these people. Make sure to label it fat section so they know where to go and they feel included. And of course, supply us with extra breadsticks because, you know, they're fat. Wow. I feel like such a great person, and I'm sure my larger friends are going to love and appreciate all of that.
People will go on a weight loss journey and then say, oh my God, I feel so much better after losing weight. I just have more energy waking up in the morning. My body just moves better. I just feel more myself. Like, come on, guys. Whole time, they're exercising, eating more fruits and veggies, and 3, sticking to a routine.
I'm just waiting for the gotcha moment because that's exactly what it takes to lose weight. Why are you making that face like you did or you're about to just prove us wrong?
That always gets pushed to the side as if that is an inconstant of their diet. It was not the fact that they started moving their body more. It was the weight.
Yeah, I'm making this face as well because it was all the things, like a combination of things that made the person feel a lot better.
So in the comments, a lot of people keep questioning whether my sheets are clean or not because it's always the same color. Well, see, here's the thing. I have a favorite color. Okay.
This is a real human being, people. This is a real human being. You will never not notice now that you've seen this. Yep.
Favorite colors, one of them are blue, the other is purple.
Why did she hashtag fat acceptance for an explanation of her sheet and bed cover choice?
So all my sheets are the same color blue.
Before we dig deeper, why do y'all ask dumb questions? The sheets, the duvet, the cover, whatever is the color that it is because she wants it to be. What I need to know is why is this under fat acceptance?
I hope you're having a wonderful week. Always remember, you are enough just the way you are because you are amazing.
Okay, there it is. There we go. Hey, if you think being like this looks amazing, you feel amazing, you're tying your shoes yourself, or maybe you don't care about tying your shoes, and it's a wonderful experience to just let your feet be free. Feel free to stay on this planet. You guys can join the resistance at any time. I can let you out of this spaceship right now. Any takers? Because clearly this is positive.
I was scrolling on my For You page and I saw this girl post a video that said, "Screw body positivity, I'm tired of being fat." And that's just such a weird take on body positivity. I feel like a lot of people think that that's what it is. Like it's an excuse to promote obesity or something like that.
A little awkward that we found her in the...
That is weird. Like that's the obvious. She stated the obvious.
Middle of this video talking about, I don't know what you guys are talking about, all these people shaming people for losing weight when we covered the feminist Landwell who was complaining about people losing weight in the community in the beginning of this video. I found there's like a few types of people in this community, the people that is basically shaming people for losing weight and the people who are like, I don't.
Okay, somebody says she has a husband and he's white or something like that. I don't care. Okay, the thing is that I have the same taste as white guys. And that's the beginning and end. And women who like me also tend to like white dudes. That's also, so yeah, there's going to be overlap like that. That's just a natural thing. Like I don't know if that was meant to just like inform me that she's married or what, but no, I don't care about his race.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Nobody's shaming anybody for losing weight. I don't see it anywhere. Like everyone's really positive here. They love when people lose weight in this community.
When for me, body positivity has always been just simply about not hating your body, not hating yourself for where it's at and what it looks like in that moment.
And personally, that's what I thought body positivity was. You don't have to be stick thin or, what we used to see in the 90s. You don't have to be perfect. A few rolls are okay, but a few of the problems is that one, they take a few rolls, a basic, like when you sit down, your stomach's gonna look different. They take that and say, no, more rolls. And then they took that and said, more rolls. And then they just kept adding the rolls. And now they're saying people who are like 400 pounds are doing great. There's no problem about it. All about shaming people who are the A word. And the second problem is the problem we've been talking about this whole video are people like Feminist Landwell that wiggles their way onto the land from the sea and tell people that are minding their own business, losing weight, talking about what they want to talk about on their own platforms. And she calls them out because it makes her feel fat or bad about being fat, even though she calls herself a feminist Landwell. I thought you were proud. Just bask in your fatness while other people lose weight. It shouldn't make you feel any type of way if you really are proud.
This is true.
No.
This is true. She's kicking knowledge.
No, but these days, body positivity is definitely a way to accept obesity. Agreed. Even if it is, why would you want others to hate themselves in the name of change? Nobody said that, but people inherently think that if someone's losing weight, then they just hate themselves. Maybe they just didn't like the way they look and they want to look different. You can't hate yourself into a version you actually like. Trust me, bro. I'm sorry, she didn't say trust me, bro, but she said promise. Here, let me just give it to you guys. I did not like my previous body. Did I hate it? No, I just wanted to change it into something else that I thought was more aesthetically pleasing. Let me give you something else. I didn't do it for health reasons at all. Is that wrong to say? Is it bad to want to change your body into a better looking version as long as it?
No, the primary reason why women need to change their body is to be pleasing to me. Like, so I don't mind that. Like, then you have the ones that do it like, oh no, I didn't do it for a man. I did it for my health and blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't believe you, but, nevertheless, the reason that you should do it is for me. But I don't really care why you do it as long as it's done.
It's healthy. Me thinking about health didn't happen until I got into my late 20s and I thought, oh, shoot, all my friends are getting healthy problems. Good thing I changed my body before and started focusing on healthier foods. Let the people who don't like the way they look be able to express that. There's plenty of people that seem to love their fat bodies just fine in this community. Like this person.
There's nothing wrong with my body.
Holy crap!
That is not a dirty word.
It's always.
She got one of those oxygen things that old people have. She has an oxygen tank talking about there's nothing wrong with her body. Wow. I need somebody to edit on the cheap for me because I want to do videos like this where it's edited just right and like O'Shea, but I don't like to edit. I just like to talk. And so I need an editor.
It's interesting when someone in the community is saying there's nothing wrong with their body and they're perfectly healthy and they love being fat, but they also have a breathing tube in their nose. Maybe it has nothing to do with their obesity, just like the lady that's fighting to get bigger seats in airplanes has a breathing tube while she eats a burger, and that has nothing to do with her obesity, according to her. Anyway, the Dark Lord is requesting our arrival. Put on a straight face, please. We must get back to our home planet. We need to deliver our report from the Fat Acceptance Planet. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Remember, no sudden movements once we meet the Dark Lord. One word answers. She gets very irritated very easily.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up.
Okay, so for those of you who are curious what she looks like without all the makeup and stuff, let's see. Here's one of her videos. Yeah, see, that's how you get a
my
like
little
that.
tiny cute animal.
Attractive, but never date a fat person is not a preference because people are leaving the fat acceptance community and saying
Cute with
that
nice
it's a
tits.
cult. And
But things that I can never have. But yeah, knowing how to edit and stuff like that goes a long way in the YouTube thing. So that's what she looks like without everything. So, but once again, that ring means that Kelly Stamps is still the heavyweight champion of YouTube baddies. Still the black nerd champion of GameChanger's Crush. All right, so that was that. Now let's read some comments and let's get out of here. Let's see. Yeah, she looks better than all the fat chicks. That's an understatement. That's an obvious. Oh, okay. You found her before you found this space. That's cool. Well, we definitely share worldviews. So I'm looking at her Instagram, and she don't like fat bitches. And somebody here says she used to be one. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Height and weight. What y'all talking about? Let's see. She tells me TMI, and I say that's your job. LOL. All right. Let's see if I can find something that I had a context on. Yes, they probably did tell her that. I don't know which. Oh, you talking about the doctor with that fat chick? Yeah, maybe. More D might help her lose weight. Yeah, who's gonna get that to her? Yeah. Hey, any volunteers? Ray? The average woman is 5'4" and 170 pounds. Okay, that seems a bit much. Seems a bit much. BMI almost 30, which is borderline obese. Yeah. And they can't blame it on muscle because I think that this chick here is or the last chick we've seen, I think she's a muscle chick. I can't really see it. I can't say that I'm turned on by muscle chicks, but I'm not particularly turned off by them if they're attractive. So, but they tend to weigh a scale a bit to where, like on paper, things look worse than they are. And then conversely, you have the people who say, wait a minute, I know somebody who's 5'4", 100 pounds. You telling me you wouldn't deal with that? Or 5'4", 170 pounds. You telling me you wouldn't deal with her? And it's some muscle chick. It's some chick that's extremely lean but endowed in the places where you want her to be endowed. Like these genetic anomalies, a fat bitch when you see one. So when I say I'm not in a fat bitch, I'm not putting numbers to it. Because y'all gonna try to find some ectomorph or something like that. I love this. Darth Maul. Wait, why do you love this? Darth Maul. You would. I love Halloween and dressing up. She said that it was just March 7th. Like she was just dressing up just because, which makes her quirky, which makes her cool, which means that she could step outside of her getting stereotype, which is an added turn on. But then again, so does Kelly Stamps. Most people use the Russian spelling TSAR. Didn't know that. Okay, but the Russians did. that is a cesarean title. And perhaps they spell Caesar with a T. But let's see. Give me a Chung Lee or bitch dressing as Raiden. Really? Raiden, huh? All right. Wow, she does great makeup. Yeah. My compliments. But if you were smart, you wouldn't compliment. Oh, I'm thinking that this was a dude. Because I'm going to say, if you're a dude, you say she does great makeup. What you really want to do is say, but I can put it on better. Yeah. Huh. I want to see someone do a White Walker from Game of Thrones. Yeah, Zabrak kind of looked like a White Walker, or kind of looked like the Night King. Okay, we covered that one. Yeah, so yeah, we talked about that too. I remember seeing years ago, she was formerly a big back and put in the work. Hey, good for her. Good for her. You a small girl now. Yeah, we covered that. All right. Only attractive feminists are worthy of conversation. Absolutely. But I mean, or what an attractive woman says about an unattractive feminist is worthy of listening to. But really, only attractive women words matter. Absolutely. The orc on the War of Warcraft can definitely get it. She played on that. She played on of the Mission Impossible. Okay, I'm not a fan of the Mission Impossible thing. Shout out to Ving Rhames. Shout out to Tom Cruise and Halle Berry. The whole crew, but not a fan. Yep, exactly. Some aliens could get it. I've never seen a female predator. I see her IG. She's fine. Okay. I view obese feminists as asexual. Oh, yeah, I could agree with that. One of those avatarians. Yeah, absolutely. Tail and all. Like it. Zion Williams, anyone? Williamson. I don't know what that is. Tied toes, how about clipping toenails? A hut, nasty work. Oh yeah, y'all talking about when I just turned away. Yeah, I gotta dip out. All right, peace, sir. Let's see. GC obviously isn't in the hut women. No, who's in the hut women? Hut's not even in the hut women. Like he had every species on his leash, but a hut bitch. Like there's a reason for that. Huts aren't into hut women. I'm gonna repeat this. Huts aren't into hut women. Oh crap! Speaking of attractive married women, we had Brienne here. Salute to her. Salute to Brienne. Says, read the room before I say anything. Okay, yeah. So no, I just covered a video of another woman who was both attractive and married. So that's why I said, speaking of which. All right. More roles, LOL, yeah. All right, it says an amputated person living their best life and not letting handicap hold them back is an example of body positivity. Absolutely. Walking around with the diabetic foot cut off and stuff, talking about, yes, I'm large and in charge. You can't tie your shoe because your foot's gone. You try to get half off at the Nike store. I'm going to hell. But hopefully the devil women look like her. But yeah. All right. It says she looks better than all the fat chicks. Absolutely. Like everything, every non-fat woman looks better than fat women. She funny as hell. Oddly, I found her. Okay, I already read that one. It says she looked better. Okay. She ain't bad looking. That's an understatement. I hate it when people do that. You see something like really nice, but you like, it's all right. It's all right. No, this is an exceptionally attractive woman. And well, okay, maybe to you. Me, I like nerds. I love black female nerds, and I love big titties. So maybe that's why I look at her different. It's true. Average women weigh 176 pounds. Black women, dang, why are average women so fucking big? Man, we need to do something about that. A thick Daenerys. She's human. What are you talking about? Oh, you say you're talking about me? That was me. Wait, what was you? That's not, no, this is like Michelle McDaniel or something like that. No, I mean, but no, you are attractive. You are attractive married woman, but I'm saying, like, yeah. And you probably are a black nerd. So yeah. So I mean, no, you fit the general description of what I was talking about. But yeah. A thick Targaryen. The real Targaryens have purple eyes. In the books, they have purple eyes, I should say. Yes, to lose her baby weight, absolutely. Okay, now y'all just getting into some whole dress up. I was talking about when I was very overweight after having my baby. Yeah, I remember that. Then Melody was like, "Oh no, you look fine." I was like, "Nope, don't interfere. Let her lose that weight." Did your husband a favor with that one. All right, let's see. All right, so yeah, that's it. I'm 6 minutes over. All right, I want to thank the Cash App, Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Hit that like button on your way out. This is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace. Oh, wait, actually, I didn't even check for... I just heard that little buzz, or that horn thing, so let me check to see if that was a Cash App. Hold on. So, I don't want to leave anybody behind. Now, I think I'm good on that front, but just in case, let me check the email. No, we're good. All right. So, yeah, thank everybody for participating. If you're new here, subscribe. And if you just got in, then catch the replay. This is GameChanger 0. Okay. Rented a car, and Enterprise is asking me for a survey. Listen, I don't give a shit. If I don't survey your customer service, that's because it wasn't good or bad. And but now it's bad because you're annoying me asking me to survey your customer service. Anyway, this is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.